How's it? Welcome back to the channel. So today we'll be doing a product review of this awesome new meditation device I got here called the LOOM Light by Light Bath. Now, if you don't know what these are, it's essentially a light machine, and it works by flashing this bright light at your closed eyes, and the light flashes the various different frequencies, and you use this as you're sinking down into deeper meditative states, and you can absolutely get some trippy experiences off of these things. Now, there is a learning curve on how to use them. I've been using them for a long time, so I already kind of figured all of that stuff out, but you can start to feel like you're twisting and turning with the light. Different patterns will start to pop up. You can learn to control it and kind of twist it on command. And then also, if you're doing something like hypnagogic meditation, which I talk about all the time on the channel, devices like this are absolutely great for learning the practice and then just kind of playing around in that state, specifically because it gets you used to sinking down into these deep meditative states with your object of attention pointed to what's happening behind your closed eyes. If you're doing something like typical hypnagogic meditation as you're going to sleep, waiting for these hypnagogic images to pop up, that's where you want your object of attention to be placed when these background thoughts and images that are always going on in the back of your head start to pop up and essentially become visible. Right, so by using a light like this, and you got your object of attention pointed at this bright spot behind your closed eyes, you can start to see images and stuff pop up in there, and basically just play around in that state. Now, this is my first actual strictly light machine. I have other machines that are quite similar to this. Now, these are typically called like mind machines, where mind machines combine the light aspect of something like this, but then it also syncs it up to binaural beats. So this is a pretty fancy one. It was quite expensive, but flashes these really bright lights at you, all different colors within here. It has a headphone jack. You put like a memory card in there with the different tracks, and you can go rocket off into some crazy meditative states. I also have this one here. This is the Casino light. This one is a bit cheaper, but actually, well, cheaper than the Enkidu, but more expensive than this. And this is kind of one of the reasons why this thing is super badass. And then it has these like, you put these glasses on, has these little bars in there to flash these LED lights at your closed eyes. Same thing, gives you an object of attention, has a headphone jack. The lights frequencies are synced up to the binaural beat frequencies, and it helps to get your brain waves all in check. Now, some of the really awesome things about this though, first of all, it works great, but then second of all, almost just as important as to how good it works, is it's really reasonably priced, man. So like, basically 99 euros, it comes up to like currently, I think like $110 or something like that, US. So relatively cheap. This thing here is I think like $360. I think at the time that I got it many years ago was like maybe 500 bucks. This one here was like $1,000, very, very expensive. But when it comes to these light machines, okay, these things are like, some of them get absolutely insanely stupid price. Like it's basically like a scam, I think, out there. But you have stuff like the Lucid light, which I just looked up right now. Okay, like $25,000, not $2,500, $25,000. Then you have like the Pandora Star, which I think this got cheaper. So apparently you can get it now for like $2,500, so $2,500. And honestly, so I've never used the Lucid light. That's like the top of the line, fancy one. But I have used the Pandora Star, and this thing is like right on par with that. In my opinion, this was right on par with the Pandora Star 2. This one, not quite, mostly because the lights in there are just kind of too dull, but it's way cheaper. So this thing here, not only is it reasonably priced, but look at it. So it actually works wirelessly, right? I got nothing connected. You just charge it in the back. It comes with this awesome stand here. Well, it doesn't come with it, but you can buy the stand. But basically you can just hook it up. It has like a really strong magnet in here, so you can like hook it up to stuff. So basically you just open up that thing, put this thing up there, stick it on like that, lie underneath it. Works really, really great, super convenient. And then what I just finished doing just now, it just came in the mail today actually. Today being Halloween, happy Halloween, assuming I actually post this video today. But what I just finished doing is I did Robert Monroe's Gateway tapes. So I have high quality audio copies of his Gateway tapes saved on my computer. I put in my AirPods, hook it up to my computer, and then I lie under this light, and just the convenience of being wire-free, where really the main thing that bothers me with this is just all the wires. You have like this wire thing, and the glasses connected to your face. You have an actual headphone jack type headphones you gotta be listening to. This one is cool because you don't have to, it kind of is wireless, but you have to plug it in. Actually have this gigantic tripod stand here, which I got specifically just for this thing a long time ago. But then you still have to like hook up headphone jacks to it, right? So you got lying underneath it, you got these big ear muff headphones. At least I use those type, right? And it works cool, but it's kind of just uncomfortable. Or really the convenience of having it like this, you just can bring this anywhere you want to go. I mean, shit. I'm super duper impressed with it actually. It was really kind of tripping me out, man. This was a nice surprise. It was better than I was expecting it to be. And just the whole convenience with this. And I gotta say too, so when I was doing the gateway tapes, right? So the light frequencies in this are not gonna be synced up to the gateway tapes. However, that wasn't a problem at all, man. I was having some really trippy visuals. I was seeing stuff. I was controlling this spinning sensation I was getting. I was starting to feel like my body was kind of moving along with it too. And so I don't think it really matters. I mean, of course, it would be nice if you could like sync it up exactly like how these My Machines are, where the sound frequencies and the light frequencies are all synced up together. But honestly, I think once you kind of know how to actually get into this state, control the state, and, you know, work around within it, I think you're totally fine just, you know, not having it perfectly synced up, because I was rocketing off and having some trippy experiences here just a second ago. So, yeah, I think it's super dope. Definitely could check. Now this is actually like an early release. It's not even really out yet because I had the hookup on how to go ahead and get me one a little bit early. But I would absolutely positively recommend this, especially considering the price. The price for something like this is crazy. I mean, look, you can get something similar to it. Granted, maybe a little bit fancier, brighter lights with like the Lucid light, but it's $25,000 freaking dollars, which is just, like I said, it sounds like a scam to me. Even the Pandora Star thing too, $2,500. I mean, that's really pushing it. The other trippy thing about the Pandora Star and the Lucid light, and I hope I remember this correctly, because it's been years since I was really falling down the rabbit hole and looking into these things. But I'm pretty sure those are kind of like pyramid schemed up. Or like if you buy it, you typically buy it from someone who like has it at a studio, you pay them for sessions, you go in there, you use it, which is cool and all. But then, you know, like if you buy it from them, they get a kickback from it. So it is kind of that pyramid scheme action, or at least it used to be, I believe. But you can just skip all that, get this thing here for like, you know, a little bit over $100, and you're good to go, man. And plus, way more convenient, right? You just travel it, it charges in here. You don't got to hook it up to, you know, some sort of power outlet and all that. Anyway, I'm rambling on. We got to get out of here to take my kids trick-or-treating pretty soon. So with this said, we'll wrap it up. And until the next video, keep your meditation devices legit. Shoots, and one thing I forgot to add in there is what are the light frequencies available in this? So we have 4. You have alpha, delta, gamma, and Schumann. I'm not sure what Schumann is. I should probably go ahead and look into it. But something that is also neat about it is when you're using these other ones where the lights are synced up to the binaural beats, is sometimes the light will change like really drastically, right? Sometimes you have this perfect intensity of flashing, you got really good visuals, but then the song changes and all of a sudden like it's just like a steady red light, or it's, you know, really slow flashing. It can really just kind of throw off the whole vibe that you are currently in. Where this one, and I just quickly was shuffling through them, I did like a 30-minute session of the gateway tapes with it, but as I was shifting through them, it was also cool because they basically stayed at a nice steady flashing rate. Now there was variation in it, you know, and it doesn't really have too many colors, but definitely when I was in these deep states, I was seeing different like reds and stuff pop up, which just happens naturally as you get deeper into these states. But I liked it because it was always a nice steady flashing frequency. So it gave me a lot of opportunity to really, you know, find my groove, get a nice visual thing going and play around in that state, and didn't have it just all of a sudden change to like a really slow flashing thing or just a steady bright light and it was barely even flashing at all, which happens, you know, at certain parts in various tracks when you're using stuff like the Casino or the Enkidu. So anyway, one more cool thing about it. So with that said, that wraps it up.